How many guys are coming into your team for the preseason, the tryout? How many guys do you have on your preseason
like at
round?
the beginning, after the draft in the beginning?
Yeah.
Well, we end with 53, and I bet they do cut 20 down. 80?
80 of them?
Gosh, that's so bad. I played 18 years. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't know that answer.
Well, in your 18 years, how easy is it to tell if someone's going to be cut in like the first round? Does that kind of stand out?
The first round of cuts. Sometimes. Every once in a while, you'll be like, all right, he's gone.
Yeah.
And sometimes this is just as simple as, okay, you count numbers. Sure. It's like, okay, you're only going to keep 3 running backs. Sure. It's like there's that guy, there's that guy, there's that guy, and that's Yeah. But sometimes it is. Sometimes it's like, and there are the shockers. You're like, okay, that guy's going to make it, and then he doesn't. You're like, what? Why would they cut? What
I remember one of those.
Yes. Yeah. One of our very good friends.
I remember one of those.
What was cut that way, and it just blew my mind. Oh, big run. It would blow your mind, and you're like, what are they doing? I'm out there. I'm playing. I know what this guy's capable of doing. And they're like, the GM is sitting up in his office watching. I'm like, sometimes you just got to scratch your head and you're like, what are they doing? But you got to trust, I guess, that they know. I don't think that was a face mask. I think he grabbed his shoulder pad. But it can be frustrating at times, especially when guys and you want to make it.
How do you encourage somebody that's been cut like that? I mean, because you got to think this could be the end of a man's dream.
Yeah, it's hard. You just got to kind of encourage them that, listen, don't give up. Yeah. Hey, there's a chance. You put stuff on tape, especially if you're a semi-vet guy that you play with in the past, which I've had a few veteran guys that I play with that have been cut. Jeez. And you're like, you'll be okay if someone doesn't pick you up their nuts. Yeah.
Does it ever get any easier?
Never.
Every year?
Never.
No.
And honestly, I'll be honest. Like, I had a lot of, early in my career, especially, a lot of guys that I was really good friends with that got cut, and it made it harder to be closer to guys. Because I felt like every time you got close to somebody, they got cut, and that's hard.
Yeah, man.
And so then I definitely took some heat at times for not being as close to guys. But I was like, I've been here for 10 years and I've seen so many guys go. And it's not just anybody goes, your buddies go. Yeah. Your friend, the guy that you got close to, your roommate on the road, whatever it was. Yeah. And it's it's so hard to do. And so it's hard to get close to guys. You have to just, sometimes you just have to say, listen, I'm gonna fight through this and I'm gonna do it anyway. But that was it just wasn't easy to always be close to guys because of that.
I think that's something that I'm glad you said that, because I think that's a reality of the game that a handful of the guys that I've met in the league will say that exact same thing. They're like, dude, you could be in California one week and then now I have to just pick up in North Carolina and just
family and stuff.
Yeah, man. And that's something that my wife and I dealt with when we were touring full time, because all of our best friends are in different states. Yeah. And so it's trying to find community in a sport that is so emotionally, physically, and can be spiritually taxing. And you alluded to this a little bit, talking about, people just think we come in on Sunday and then that's it. It's there's such a demand. I've gotten to see it just because of proximity that we have in our relationship. I've gotten to see it in your last season. It was it's unreal. It's unreal the thing you guys go through on a weekly basis and are expected to go out Sunday or Monday or Thursday or whatever and perform at the highest level with every single week. It's taking away from you. So even if you're at 100% a week 8, that's not 100%. That's week 8 100%, which might be 70% of who you actually are, but it's diminishing returns, man.
The other thing that was really hard too for us, it seemed like Ashley and I talked about it. By the way, for those that don't know, that's my wife. I feel like we need to introduce her. Right. Maybe we can get her on. Maybe we can get her on the
I asked her if she wanted to tonight, but she was momming. She had to take care of the little ones.
I'm surprised we haven't seen an interruption yet. But anyway, I was talking to Ashley, and we kept our small group, right? Our Bible study group that we had consist. You and your wife are in it, and we have some other friends outside of football that are in it. We had a few football friends that are in it too. And it feels like they kept getting cut. And it was it's hard, you know. Or Ashley helped lead the wives group, and it just kept feeling like people would go, and it's like I remember hearing her say, and I remember thinking it too, like as soon as we get close to someone, even like outside of football, like in like a small group Bible study where you open up to them, they open up to you, you guys have such a connection with the group, and then all of a sudden they're cut, and you're just like, yeah, golly, that's so hard for your group, you know, you're a part of that, and and she was a part of it with the wives. It just there's so much tough part. It's not fun. That whole getting cut and trying to figure it all out it's tough. And so I lost a lot of good friends, both in football and then some really good people in our Bible study small group too. Do
you feel like it was harder for you and Ash just because I feel like your job already isolates you from building a community? Like I could go and build a community with people and nobody would treat me any differently because of what I do for a living.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I've always been very guarded, and I feel like I have to be, just because of who I am, what I do, and not knowing if someone wants to be my friend for the right reasons.
Yeah, it's real, man.
From very early on. So that's why I think my friend circle is very small, and I keep it small. I feel like I'll do anything for my friends. I think that's one of my, I'm definitely not going to say a flaw, but like something I do is I will fight for my friends and for my family and things like that. And so, but it's definitely a small group because I'm always cautious, and it takes a while for me to let someone in.
Sure.
You know, so that's definitely tough.